putting people before technology. My name is Cassie. What's yours?
I'm Detective John Kimball.
John, how are you doing tonight?
How are you?
Good. Are you looking at possibly adding on to your gateway?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you had your gateway for more than 30 days, John?
Yes.
Okay. And did you purchase it for use in your home or for business? For home?
Yes.
Okay. And was the gateway for use inside the United States only?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of have bad news for you, John. The add-on sales department that you'll need to talk to is closed for the evening.
Come on. Don't bullshit me.
No, I'm not. Their hours are 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and that's Central Standard Time.
Well, you must be very proud of yourself.
Yeah. They're also open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday.
What's the matter?
So if I could have you just call back, just call back this number.
You son of a bitch.
And, John.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, but there's nothing that I can do. The department is closed, right?
Stop it!
Well, if you call back, during
whining.
those, if you just call back during one of those times tomorrow, John, add-ons will be able to help you out, okay?
Negative.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Well, what kind of questions were you going to ask?
First, I would like to just get to know you.
Well, John, I'm not in the sales department, so I'm not going to be able to help you with the computer. Do you already have a gateway?
Who are you?
My name is Cassie.
Yeah.
Or do you already have a gateway, John?
My CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
Okay. And you were looking at adding...
Stop it! Give me your address.
Okay, John, I'm sorry, but you're going to need to call and talk to add-ons tomorrow, okay?
Stop whining.
Thanks for calling Gateway.
Gotta love the Arnie calls, man.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. You hear the latest about him?
He's really in a mess, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Well, the latest is, first, we all know what happened with his Maid. Oh, my God. It looks like she was hit with the ugly stick about 9 times. But, oh, man. But we all heard the story about the little rendezvous that was going on in the Schwarzenegger house while Maria wasn't around.
Good morning.
He was giving her some good mornings, but yeah. But the latest on Arnie is he is now dating Brigitte Nielsen.
I hear you.
I don't think that's a very good idea either.
Yeah. She is, first of all, she was on, what's that doctor, the doctor that helps all the drug addicts and stuff like that? Dr. Drew or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
You got it.
Yeah, she was on that. She was just as much as a mess of like Gary Busey and the other guys that were on that show. What is wrong with him?
He's nuts, man.
I don't know what's going on with it, man.
Put a sock in it.
No, Arnie, we're not. We're going to talk about you, pal. Sorry, you're a moron. What's going on in the Arnie world, man? I just don't.
Maybe all the steroids got
go into the brain.
You idiot!
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true, but that's like what's coming out in the tabloid. You can't believe all the tabloids, but most of the time they are pretty much true.
I mean, usually when they say that somebody's seeing somebody, it's usually they've seen the people together and stuff.
Don't get Arnie upset, Ed. He's going to get all.
Stop it!
No.
Stop it!
We're not going to stop it. Ed just talking about somebody sees it. It's usually true in Hollywood when you start, you're talking about seeing somebody.
Stop whining.
Oh, shut up, Arnie. But, yeah, that's what I heard the latest was. I mean, when I saw the photos of the Maid, I'm like, all right, to me, Maria Shriver is not the greatest looking chick in the world, but, I mean, put her picture up next to the Maid. If Arnie, you really wanted to get something on the side, living out in the Hollywood world, I think you could have picked something a little better.
And being the Terminator,
yeah,
you can't do any better.
I mean, there's time Maria went out to the market and the Maid's sitting there and Arnie's getting all excited.
Hey, cutie pie.
Maybe he's lazy. He didn't want to have to put any effort in. Think
maybe.
about it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know, but he's probably just sitting there at the breakfast table, the maid serving him, and he probably sat there and.
What do you want?
And that song we just played by Kingdom Come was perfect. That's what Arnold used to say to the maid. Do you like it?
Well, which way do you think it was? Do you think Arnie actually made the move, or do you think like the chick might have asked him like, "Do you want some of this?" And he was kind of like,
I do.
I don't know. What do you think? Or do you think maybe he walked in on the maid and like in one of her, like maybe she had a room in the house and like he kind of like walked in on her and he kind of like walked in and was like,
I'll be back.
I just imagine the maid was probably like not really looking for that because okay, pretend you're in the maid's shoes. You walk up to Arnold. Hey Arnold, is Maria keeping you happy? And if you're Arnold and you didn't want to do anything, wouldn't you be like, you're fired?
Yeah, I guess
right?
So. I guess I don't know. I don't know how it is with these stars. I don't know. Or maybe him and Maria weren't getting together. Maybe that day he decided to have a little rendezvous with the maid. He got in a little argument with Maria and
You bitch.
I don't know. I don't know. But it's weird. Hollywood's weird. You don't know, what the true story is. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But what a lot of people do not realize is, okay, these people are ordinary people just like me and you. Except they're on TV. They're popular. So of course their dirty laundry is going to be hung out for everybody to see and hear. Yeah. Unlike us, it's like, whatever. But him, with him being the governor, the governor. You know what I mean? And being in the spotlight and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But he kind of think he was embarrassed a little bit. He had to be embarrassed a little bit.
Yeah. You can't get much more famous than him.
I just can't see why, he was messing with the help.
I would like to just get to know you.
You got to know her, right? And then to top it all off, he has a bastard child from her. That is not.
Maybe she cleaned his house like nobody else could. Maybe that's it.
Maybe she cleans a really good house. Maybe she cleans his pipes really well.
It's working again.
You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know. She like I said, you can't always go by looks. Maybe she's hot. Maybe she's good in the sack. I don't know. Maybe she was giving him something that Marie wasn't. I don't know.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
What do you think? Ed's kind of like staffled. He's like sitting over like, wow. What do you? I don't know what to think on this matter.
What's the matter?
What's the matter, Ed?
What's the matter?
I just really don't know what to think. I really don't. I mean, I'm imagining if I was Arnold, I would, okay, if I'm going to, pick up some girls, they're going to be the hottest girls in the world.
Right, and you figured, well, Arnie's kind of getting up in the years. He's kind of getting all wrinkly now.
He's still Arnold.
He's still Arnold.
He could probably just walk out and be like, hey, who wants a piece of this?
Yeah.
And
you want some of this? Look at this. Ooh. Yeah, get the muscles going up strong. Yeah.
Put a sock in it.
But yeah, that's the latest that Arnie is. He's dating Bridget Nielsen.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
No, I'm serious. So, all right, enough about Arnie. I don't really want to talk about Arnie. I guess he's got his own problems with the ex-wife and all that. And
Do you think I would marry someone so stupid that doesn't know the real voice from a taped one? My ex-wife just happened to be married. She never calls.
I bet she doesn't call anymore.
Stop it! Stop it!
Okay, Arnie, we'll stop it. Anyway, it's the Shakeman Show here on Aquanet Radio. As you can catch here every Wednesday night from 8 to 11-ish. I always say that because do I ever get off at 11? No! But anyway, it was funny. Me and Ed during the break we're talking about, metal's cool. Metal's always been cool. But we're just, it's hard. And you know what? You can laugh at certain things that came out in metal and hair metal, like the designs, but the biggest thing was we were talking about what Ed asked me, what do you think what hair metal band look like chicks the most. And I told him it's without a freaking doubt. I mean, there's so many of them. We were talking about Pretty Boy Floyd.
Pretty Boy Floyd. Oh my gosh.
But when I first saw Look What the Cat Dragged In by Poison, the four faces of them guys on the thing, I said to myself, I felt gay. Because when me and my buddy first saw the album, I mean, the actual album cover when they still had vinyl back then, that's how old I feel. Oh my God, I'm feeling old. When vinyl was out, we saw the album cover, and I remember it was like, and I remember my buddy said it first. I got to say that. My buddy looked at the album cover and said, "Yo, who are these bitches?"
I bet.
He's like, "Check these bitches out."
And then you were like, "Man, those girls are pretty hot."
Yeah, and he's like, "You know what? I don't really want to buy the album, but I like to check out their video."
And then you got to remember when Motley Crue first came out, did they not look really girly?
They looked really girly. They look. I mean, but I would say I would have to say if I in the top 5 of bands that look like chicks, Poison was definitely up top, especially in the beginning of their career.
Poison.
Holy crap, man.
Oh.
I swear, if you when you first look at the album cover, you instantly thought it was Vixen. You know what I mean?
You really did.
Yeah, and I was like, "Holy crap, man!" But you know what? The thing that I always say, and I had this thing up on my page like a while back. They always, the guy, they always had the dudes that always busted on heavy metal music and busted on the style, and the dudes with the long hair, always say, and they always say, "A bunch of pussies," right?
Yep.
But you know what? I had it up on my thing not too long ago. Yeah, you know what? You're kind of right. Because they got more pussy than anybody ever got in life. I'll tell you that. They got more chicks than anybody ever got, pal. So if you want to call it the P word, go for it, man. Because that's how it's always been in metal. And guess what? They got more ass than a toilet seat. So you know what? Be jealous. Be jealous, guys. Be jealous. And you know what? You know where the most it came from? And you know what? Hey, I got it. You know what? It's your prerogative, whatever music you like to listen to and all that. Like I said, and I used to call them. I forget what I used to call them, but what really used to get on my nerves the most was white guys that listen to rap. Now, you know what? It's your prerogative if that's what you want to listen to. Because to me, rap's not music.
Well, anybody that listens to rap gets on my nerves.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. But I mean, like I said, people will be like, "Oh, compare," and like it start to get lame, like towards like the late '80s, early '90s. With like I always loved Anthrax. I always thought Anthrax was a good band. They were one of the heavier bands that you could understand what they're saying. They weren't mumbling words, and and it was cool because they put out "I'm the Man" and they're busting on rap. You know what I mean? And they're busting on rap and stuff like that. And next thing you know, they come out with on the next album or so, The Sound of White Noise, I think the name of the album, and they got a rap song that they actually did a rap song.
Yeah,
it's like you busted on it and then you went with it. I understand the concept, trying to make money, trying to do something different, but rap and metal, I just never got it. I mean, Aerosmith did it too with Run DMC. I give a little respect to Run DMC, like the band. At least they had some, they lasted for a while, and they had something to say. They actually had themes to their rap.
Aerosmith's, mix with Run DMC, that was a lot more fun, though. You know what I mean? It was more of a fun type thing where, it wasn't like, oh, we're all serious rock bands, rap bands together making a movement. You know what I mean? It was just like a fun thing.
Right.
That's how it seemed to me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't listen to this stuff, but you know what? I'm just trying. The point I'm trying to make is, it was these white dudes that would be walking around. Even back then, the boxer shorts hanging out of their shorts, and they're walking around wanting to be black guys, which is nothing against black people at all. But I'm just saying, like, these white guys are acting like black guys, and they got balls to sit there and talk about metal music and talk about what metal. It's like, dude, be yourself. Be who you are. At least, all right, these dudes might look like chicks, and they wear it, but it was all a concept. It was all about, that's what the thing was going on back then. And it all follows a theme, and everybody has their own thing. And it's like, it's pissed me off if it came from a normal person, like a normal guy. If everybody has opinions, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying, when it comes from guys like that, You know, it's like, dude, look at your own backyard before you go and say anything about music and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or how about experimenting with other music besides the music you listen to, instead of, which is something I always done. You know, I won't sit here. Like I said, I'm an 80s leftover. I'm proud to be and always will be. I hate 90s music. I hate anything that came out after 92. And did I give it a chance? Of course I did. I listened to all them bands. I gave it a chance. I listened to, bands like Creed and Stone Temple Pilots and all that stuff that came, and it didn't appeal to me. I couldn't, relate to it. I couldn't have a good time listening to it. So I shut it down. That's how I am. I'd rather listen to something. I'd rather stay with my roots.
Yeah. I grew up through all that stuff, and was force-fed it through the radio, even though I really didn't want to hear it, but I had to hear it back then, and I said, you know what? This stuff really ain't that great. Right.
Exactly. And like I said, there's so much going on in the 80s. You had the pop music going on, you had pop music, rap, metal, everything was going on. And that's when MTV was big. You had, you had the Headbangers Ball going on. Then you had, MTV Raps. And you had, and then you had, like, what was that? Pop-up video? Or was that on VH1? That was VH1, I think. The pop-up video. That used to get on my nerves, though. Like, they would put on the video and all yours.
Yeah.
Through the whole thing, it's like, it's getting on my nerves now. Do they have to pop up the cloud and make that noise every time?
They really didn't need the sound effect.
No, the sound effect kind of... You know what? It would have been cool for the beginning of the very first cloud that comes up on it. But then the rest of the video, just let the song play and just put the information on it. That's kind of why I like... When you put on, like, on cable now and you put on the rock channels and stuff like that, it gives you the information underneath.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It gives you, like, important information, like, this guy joined the band and so-and-so. This band lasted it has, like, all the info on the bottom without... It kind of reminds me, did you ever see the movie Alien Nation with James Caan? Where he was a cop and he had, it was kind of like aliens were living among us, and he had a partner that was a cop with him, and they were actually trying to take down, you listen to it, it's kind of a funny concept of the movie.
I remember the TV show.
Yeah, well, it was based off the movie. It was kind of like they were trying to take down a drug ring that was going on in the community. It was actually in the alien community. Because their drug was, you have, like, in regular life and in our life, it's like heroin and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They had this, like, tubes that they were making of gel. It looked like Jell-O. And only the aliens can get, like, high off it. Like humans couldn't. It was kind of stupid, but in a way, the movie was kind of cool. It was kind of like the concept of it was kind of cool, but kind of stupid at the same time. You got to check it out. Check out Alien Nation. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But the way they talk, the way the aliens talk, when they talk to each other, they talked English like a human. They learned our language. Mm-hmm. But when they talk to each other, like when they had to go question the dude at the bar, like James Caan throws the alien dude up against the bar and is like, "Give me the information I'm looking for." So, the alien dude's like, "Relax, I got this." Next thing you know, it's yeah, and that's how they talk to each other. So that's what it kind of pop-up video kind of reminds me from that. I'm like, it's just annoying, man. Really freaking annoying. Anyway, coming up, that's about like 5 minutes from now. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we got some news to talk about. We got some really interesting things that that are going on out there, and we're also going to talk about some newer bands that I have debuted on my past shows. Not here at Aquanet yet, but on my past shows over Boost Radio and Extreme Metal Radio, of some of the great bands that are coming out of like Sweden and Finland, bringing back that old 80s rock sound. It's kind of like hair metal's coming back over there, man. And it, you know what? It always seems like sometimes here in the States, man, it always seems like we fall a step behind all the time. Well, I don't know. Why is it like nothing changing here the way it is over there?
Well, it seems like over here in the U.S., from my point of view, it seems like a fad comes along and we stick with it for 10 years. Then we throw that out and get attached to a new fad for another 10 years. And then throw that out and on with the next. That's what it seems like we do in the U.S., where it seems like overseas they stay faithful the type of music they like and the bands they like.
Doesn't it seem that way?
Definitely.
I mean, not to take anything away from. I mean, come on, we're prime example sitting right here behind these microphones. That we're prime example that we are dedicated and love the music that we, But it just seems like, over there, it's like it's nonstop.
Yeah.
It's they're constantly going out and selling out arenas. That's why so many American bands made it big over there. You know how big Dokken was over there?
Yeah.
Dokken was an opening band here in the States. As great as Dokken is, I love Dokken to death. They were an opening band for all the great bands out there. And to me, Dokken should have been putting on their own show because I love Dokken. I thought they were just as good as the bands they were opening for. But when they would go over, they would come to the Spectrum here in Philly or whatever, and they would come to the Spectrum and they would be a supporting act.
Yep.
But when they go over there in Japan, they're selling out arenas bigger than the Spectrum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they sold more albums over there. They're more, and it's just like the Russia thing they did, the Moscow Peace Festival they did. When Skid Row went over there and Ozzy and Cinderella and all that. Man, that stadium was full.
Oh yeah.
They love American metal, man.
They still go crazy for all those bands over there. I mean, when the 90s came in and the grunge came in, it seemed like the guys that kept their careers going musically went overseas and kept playing shows, where the guys that decided to stay around here, they kind of had to find day jobs.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah. And it's like, and it seemed like for prime example, like I said, it was great. It was great relating to the Philly. I talked about it so many times on the show of going back to the times when I was younger and relating to the bands that got signed out of Philly. I'd seen these bands in local bars. I hung with these guys at the local bars. Jeff LaBar, prime example, Cinderella. Greatest down-to-earth guy. Weird, has his demons. But I'll tell you what, the guy, Cinderella just made it big. They made it big. They did the Night Songs tour in the States. Then he went over in Europe. And they were kicking ass all over Europe. They came back on the very next night after they came back from their European tour. Who walks into the door at the Empire Rock Club, which was a great local club in Northeast Philly? Jeff LaBar. Walks in and came in and sat down and hung with us. Where it used to be the whole band used to come in and hang out. Mm-hmm. And I said, Jeff, where's the rest of the guys at? And Jeff would be like, their heads couldn't get through that door right now. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
And you know what? And it's true. But Jeff was down to earth and would come and hang out with us, man. And hang with us constantly. And he would come and tell the stories. He'd be like, it's an all new world over there, guys. It's an all new world over there. When we go over there, it's like we're gods. Yeah. When we're here, we said we're very well respected. And of course, he said, I'll never, say anything bad about my own people, but it just seems like over there, it's like we're gods over there. It's like they treat us like gods. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah. And you know what? And like I said, not taking away from the American fan. Believe me, I'm not. I am not. We're awesome here, and we live in the best country in the whole world. Believe me. I'm just talking about a certain subject and topic about people, respecting and staying by their bands and stuff like that. Yeah. Nowadays, we were just talking about in the local scene. You can't get asses off their couches to come out and see a freaking local band.
Yeah,
so
it's hard.
It's not like I'm sitting here spewing any bullcrap. I'm talking about real life here and talking about, and like I said, I'm all the stuff aside of people that have kids and kids, people that are, married, have kids, and they can't get out as much as they used to. But I'm talking about the people that don't have them kind of responsibilities, that just still will not get off the couch and come out and support local music.
No, they don't. And they're too lazy to click the like button on Facebook, too, it seems.
I know. Is it so hard?
I mean, when I see a band and I like them, I go, the next day or whenever I get on Facebook, I look them up and I like them.
Yeah.
So it really helps guys out, and that's what we need.
Of course,
people to do.
The more likes you get on there, the more the more people see that you're getting likes, and the more you'll be going all over it. So yeah, support local music, people. Support all music that you love. You know what I mean? Because like I said, without you, the bands are nothing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So everybody, you need to get your butt out there and support local music. And I'm talking to, and some of the people that I've known from the past, I'm talking about musicians that used to be in the scene. They might have their own personal reasons. Maybe they don't want to be out in the scene because they miss it and they know they can't do it anymore. All right, everybody's got their own personal. I'm talking about people. I'm talking about the lazy asses that just do not want to come out and support local music. I understand economic times and all that. I can tell you right now, Old School, my cover band, and even Hangman's, when we play out, most 95%, and I'm going to go, no, matter of fact, going with Old School and Hangman's, let's go with 99%. Only when Hangman's actually has like an original show and we play, the most you pay at that door is $5. Mm-hmm. Okay, all the shows that Old School plays, you walk in the door for free, man. Okay, you walk in that door, you don't need to pay a cover charge. A lot of people always use that as an excuse. I ain't got the money to pay the cover charge. I ain't got the money. I understand. People, I can't drive out there. I can't drink and drive. Well, have some control. Don't drink and drive. I know you have a few drinks like a normal person, and come out and support the band. It ain't always about you getting drunk. Yeah. It's about you coming out and having a good time. You don't always have to be, smashed off your face to have a good time. I mean, I don't have to.
If you got to be smashed off your face, you better think about what, how you have fun, and maybe you better change your ways.
Yeah. And like I said, everybody's got their own prerogatives. Not, Ed, you're personally not a drinker.
Nah, not really. Not too
I mean,
much.
you like to have a little cocktail before you go on stage just to get you a little loosened up, which
Once
is normal.
in a while.
Yeah.
Not every time.
But, it's funny because, everybody looks at rock guys and especially singers and like, oh, them guys are either in the drugs, they love to drink. And Ed, I'll tell you, his prime example, Ed's not a drinker. Ed, the smell of beer gets Ed sick.
I wouldn't say it gets me sick.
All right. What? Because I'm kind of looking at you like, dude, beer is cool. I'm sorry.
I'm not a beer guy. I don't get me wrong. I sipped it and I was like, how do people drink this?
Are you serious?
Everybody out there is probably making fun of me right now, but I just seriously,
like, Ed, you're a dork.
The stuff tastes horrible.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't like the way it tastes.
Wow, dude. Okay. Hey, everybody. I don't know. Ed, you need to.
I'm going to drink a lot of beer and stay out all night.
Come on, Ed. That's all right. So if you do have a little cocktail, what is your what is your choice?
If I drink anything, it's probably either going to be rum and Coke, Jack and Coke, or Long Island iced tea, something along those lines.
Maybe it's the beer talking, but you got a butt that won't quit.
But oh man, okay. Well, it's all cool. At least you get a little, But me and Homer like beer.
Beer.
All right. Anyway, back to what we're talking about. Coming up in this 9:00 hour, we got some news that we're going to talk about. Some things going on out there that you might want to be interested in, and so we'll be talking about that very shortly. But back to what we're saying about the newer bands out there that are kicking ass out of Sweden and Finland and and all that. We're gonna play something for you now. One of the band that comes out of Sweden, who's did I say Sweden? Sweden. I said Sweden.
Yeah, what's that? A new country?
What the hell is Sweden? I said Sweden. Da da da. Which way did it go? Da. Anyway, no. I mean Sweden. Yes, Sweden. Yes, we're gonna play a band that comes out of Sweden called Crash Diet. And I played them quite a few times on my show back in previous months on my previous shows. So we're going to play something by them. And don't forget, right here, you're listening to Aquanet Radio, and you can follow us. That's right, we're on Twitter now. Yeah. Yeah. You can follow us here at Aquanet Radio by going to www.twitter.com/Aquanet Radio. That's right. That's twitter.com/Aquanet Radio. You can follow us, man. Check it out, man. Aquanet Radio is getting huge, man. I love it. I love being here at Aquanet Radio. Anyway, please tune in to the shows and support Aquanet Radio as much as you possibly can, man. Just go to Aquanet.com, check out all the great shows that go on here and all the cool things that go on here at Aquanet Radio. And like I said, nothing but respect for Johnny and Bobby, who got this all started and took it from scratch, brought it off, right from the ground up, and just does nothing but great things for the community, the local community, with the Frizz, bringing in local bands, doing the interviews, plugging their music, plugging the events, which we hopefully get them on tonight for you. We couldn't get them on last week, but just doing nothing but great things in the local community. And hats off to Johnny and Bobby. And I always told Johnny I'm proud to be here, and I still thank him every time I see him for bringing me aboard. I'm proud to be here, man. Yeah,
I'm really happy to be sitting in here too. I mean, and Johnny and Bobby, they're both very talented guys. And not only that, they care about the local scene, and they're trying to do what they can to help promote it and get people involved.
Right, and it's great because they are in the local scene with everybody. Yeah. It's not like they're just two guys trying to help. They're in the scene themselves.
Yeah.
So it's great. They always say, it's always funny how like people think they're smarter than what they are, and they always have something to say, and it's usually people that haven't done it. You know what I mean?
And it's you hit it right on the head. It's always the people that never did it, never tried to do it, always have some wise guy remarks,
Yeah, like they always got something to say. It's like, did you do it? Did you ever been in it? Did you ever have to experience sitting at a bar, when your band has just kicked a major ass in rehearsal the other night and you're pumped and you're ready to go and there's two people in the bar? Did you ever have to experience that? No, you haven't. So don't sit there and say, and then this bull crap with, clubs don't, and that makes sense. There's certain bars that shut down because they didn't promote their bars good enough, and they didn't they just sat back and didn't really do anything for their bar. But you know what? Don't blame the bars or the clubs for it's the band's job to get out there and promote your stuff. You know what I mean? It's your job to go into that bar if you're playing there and put your flyers up to let the people know you're playing. It ain't the bar's responsibility. It really ain't. It's the bar responsibility is to send out drink specials or whatever kind of specials they got to get asses in the door. But they and then they put your name up on the marquee. Your name's up on the marquee, and then they put their own personal flyers up. So what else do you want from them? It's like. I like I said, I admit some bars have closed down that were really great rock clubs around here that they were just plain out stupid business people, but don't blame the club scene for your lack of fan base. It's about the band getting the fan base. And, does it help when you go to a bar that already has a good, locals in there already? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Because that's the way you win over a fan base. That's the way you get fan base. But don't point fingers at other people, man. You got to get your ass off. You got to get off your ass too and get out there and promote your band and do the best to do. Your best to get asses out there in the bars, man. And don't always point fingers at the clubs, people. I'm just stating my opinion.
Yeah,
been doing this for a long time, so.
Yeah. And that's the thing, it takes some time for the bands to get their wheels rolling where they have a decent fan base. You can't expect bands to hop out and have tons of people that like them.
Right.
Yeah. And that's, why you got people like, John and Bobby got this started to help those guys out.
Right. And that's why we have our local shop block here on the Shakeman Show, where I do my part. Like I said, that's Johnny and Bobby's thing to bring in the local scene and do that, and I do a little bit of my part too, doing the local shop block, playing, a lot of great friends of mine that are out there in the scene and trying to help them out and get their stuff played here. And we got a special, like I said, as I announced last week's show, we have a great local shop block for you tonight. As you know, it's going to be a big treat this Saturday over at Brewster's Pub in New Jersey, where it's going to be Loaded Gun and Hangman's Cry for the first time playing on the same stage. It's going to be electric, people.
Oh my gosh. It's seriously going to be just a great show. You have to get out there.
It's going to be great, man. This Saturday night, October 6th at Brewster's Pub in Maple Shade, New Jersey. So we're going to talk about that in the 10 o'clock hour is when we're going to do our local shop block. We're going to have a special Loaded Gun, Hangman's Cry local shop block tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll talk about that more later on. But let's get back to